Okay, Rabbi, so what do you think is the value of prayer?
Prayer is extremely important, not because of my job security or being a rabbi, but rather because of being a human being. Prayer is how we communicate with the One. Now, I'm communicating with you through the video camera and by speaking to you. However, there's a lot of different ways to communicate. One can communicate through dance. One can communicate through song, through body language. So we don't want to restrict prayer to any one modality, if you like that word. And we also don't want to restrict prayer in what I can say or not say. There are no rules. Think of prayer as there are no rules. I can ask for a Mercedes, and I can pray for a new car, or any brand that I might want to own. I can pray for it. And I look outside, it's still my old car. However, that doesn't mean I can't pray for something. I can pray for someone to get well. So don't say you can't pray for a material object, but you can pray for someone's health. There are no rules with prayer. It's a form of communication. Then we want to stop and say, now wait a minute, what's this doing for me? Does my articulating a need for something motivate me to act, and therefore I can get it myself? If I want a new car, I certainly can go and take out a loan. I may have the cash in the bank. I may not have to borrow anything. So maybe my prayer will get me to motivate and act, so I actually answer my own prayer. That would be one thing that would happen. Another thing that happens is prayer is out there. We're sending it into the universe. We're sending it to the One. Now, how the One responds to my prayer is the One's choice. It doesn't have to be what I want or the way I want it. So prayer does a lot for us on a lot of different levels. I recite a prayer for comfort. I feel better after I've said it. Do I think it's going to magically make... Oh, let me pray for a corned beef sandwich on the table in front of me. Ah, no corned beef sandwich. Does that mean no? Does it mean it wasn't heard? Does it mean...
You didn't yet pray loud enough?
I didn't pray loud enough. I didn't put it in the right form. I didn't say the right prayer words. Did I pray to the right God? You notice I'm using the word One and not necessarily God. So I'm using One to incorporate everyone's own concept of what the prayer is going out to and what it's being said to. Sometimes when we use a word like God, people have preconceived notions, and it becomes hard for us to separate ourselves from the notion. One is has a little less attached to it, so you're not sure what to do with it. So prayer is out there. Prayer provides comfort. Prayer helps me formulate, what am I upset about? What am I thinking about? So many times, prayer is for me to help me with my own thoughts. So you might say, oh, you're meditating, not praying. Is it a porch or a veranda? Is it a divan or a sofa? Is it
Is it an Aston Martin or a Ferrari?
Right. It's four wheels and it goes. It takes me from point A to point B. So we don't want to get bogged down in those terms. Rather, I want to stop and go, sometimes I pray for comfort. Sometimes I pray with the understanding or hope that it'll be heard by the One and that events will change. But many times what I pray for may not be doable. How can I pray for the laws of gravity to be suspended? If I'm in an airplane and all the engines fail, there's a particular pilot, and I'd like to be over a river when the engines conk out because he's demonstrated he can land a plane on a river.
Okay, so it's not so much what you pray for or who you pray for or what prayer means to you.
Exactly. And we don't want to not pray because someone says you can't pray for a new car. You can't pray for a corned beef sandwich. Since when did they become an authority on individual petitionary prayer? Now that's different from worship. When we have community worship, we have agreed to liturgy, we've agreed to a sequence, we've agreed to an order, we've agreed to read responsively, or to read in unison, or to listen to music. But that's worship services. It may include a prayer, but by coming together as a community, we've agreed on what we're going to do as a community. And therefore we can have rules. We can have rules for community worship, otherwise it wouldn't be community worship.
Well, there you go. Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're very, very welcome.